All right. Let's get into the Baltimore Ravens. So we got a few cap or no cap, some questions. Same thing. We'll roll through this one. I know we're going a little lengthy here. So first one, Lamar Jackson should still be considered a top 5 quarterback, despite barely being a top 10 quarterback this past season. Cap or no cap?
Cap. No cap. That rushing ability really helps in fantasy.
But he's been exposed.
No, he hasn't,
No, he
because
has
he's
not.
going to have a very big bounce back year along with his receivers. Mark Andrews is going to have a bounce back year. So
You think Hollywood
Marquise
Browns?
Brown, yeah.
Wait,
And,
Matt,
Where do you
can-
guys have Lamar Jackson ranked?
I have him at
Lamar?
7. I would love to know Matt's top 5.
My top 5,
I
I
have him
got
at 7
Patrick
also.
Mahomes 1, Josh Allen 2,
Wait, hold on.
Kyler
Wait.
3.
Who was? Sorry. Go ahead again.
Patrick Mahomes 1.
Okay.
I got Josh Allen 2, Kyler 3, Lamar 4, and if he plays, I have Rodgers at 5.
Yeah, I have the exact same. I just flipped Kyler now.
T-Guts, I know who you have in the top 5 because I probably have him also in the top 5 at number 5.
Russell Wilson. Or
I
Dak?
got him at 3. I got him at 3, and I don't regret it at all.
No, I have Dak at 5 and Rodgers at 4.
I have
Lamar's
Dak at
7.
Yeah, I have no doubt Lamar Jackson will be a top 5 quarterback
Easy.
this year.
Yeah, top 5 running back.
Yeah, he's
And
a running
quarterback.
back.
He's both. He can do both. I love Lamar Jackson this year. I'm easily saying no cap. Lamar Jackson was QB 10 last year, but also QBs went bonkers last year. If Lamar Jackson put up those same numbers that he had last year in 2019, he would have been QB 3. And he did the same thing in 2018. He would have also been QB 3. So he still was at an elite level. He was behind a couple of guys by like 3 or 4 points. Lamar Jackson's going to be top 5 again. He's too good not to.
You know, though, that people are going to be a little more hesitant to draft him as high as he did last year.
Exactly. And I love the fact that he's going to have a great value where you get Lamar Jackson as top 5 quarterback.
No, I think he's going to be drafted at his value. I think people realize what he is.
Yeah, I mean, his current ADP is QB4. So that's right where I think he should be being taken. But for you guys, it's a little high. So I assume you guys won't get any shares of Lamar Jackson this year.
He just really let me down last year. I had really high expectations last year, but I guess the numbers weren't bad. I mean, it's just
He was good.
It was the
other people
I guess everybody else.
expectations he had.
I think we
else-
were
all had
expecting
expectations.
like a Patrick Mahomes second year with running, and
He's never going to be Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, the Chiefs own the Ravens. Sorry, Ravens fans. All right. Next one here. J.K. Dobbins' ceiling is capped as an RB2 because Gus Edwards will continue to vulture touches in that backfield.
That's
Cap or
cap.
no cap?
I think that's got to be cap.
Cat.
For some reason last
It's
season
like-
I wasn't too high on Mark Andrews on
Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins. I guess because Mark Ingram was there and Gus Edwards, but Mark Ingram's now on the Texans, and
Washed.
yeah, I just think I'm very high on J.K. Dobbins. I think that his pass catching ability, and we've seen he's had 20+ point games in the past with both of them maybe not Mark Ingram, but Gus Edwards. They know Gus Edwards is just the backup guy and a complimentary piece. I think that JK will finish top 12.
Like that take.
He popped
That
off at
is-
the end of the season last year.
It did
He
pop.
did.
In his last
only
6
thing
games,
that's
he had
scary-
7 touchdowns.
Sheesh.
Damn.
I do think Gus Edwards will continue to have a little bit of a role. I don't think John Harbaugh is going to go away from that. But I
Right.
do have J.K. Dobbins at RB13, so I'm definitely high on him as well. I don't think his value will be capped. I definitely think he has the potential to be an RB1 this year. He definitely has RB1 upside.
Gus
Mhm.
Edwards is like equivalent to Chase Edmonds, kind of. Like, well, except
worse.
you're ranking Chase Edmonds higher, but like they're the vulture. Except Chase Edmonds is like some guy who can produce, but
He could be a starter.
he's just there.
The only thing
Yeah.
that scares me is Gus Edwards taking away like goal line work because he is kind of like the bigger back. So,
Yeah, that would be the only thing.
but
That's
you
scary
guys
also.
kind of shot me down with that 7 touchdowns in the last 6 games. So,
Yeah,
Remember,
and
Matt?
he's too explosive. He can break it from 20 yards
Yeah.
out. He doesn't even need to be the goal line back. But
Sunday morning before game day, I told Matt start Gus Edwards, and I think it won him the game because he scored the 1 touchdown, but he had like a fumble, so it was all he needed.
all right,
He
last
can
cap
come
or no
through.
cap here. Sorry, Q, go ahead.
No, that was it.
All right, last cap or no cap here. No wide receivers on the Ravens should even be drafted heading into 2021 and redraft.
All right.
I mean, they're going to be drafted. But
That's cap.
Should they?
Big cat.
Marquise Brown is outside the top 40 for me.
I got it in Hollywood at 47. So, like, if I'm drafting him, he's my wide receiver 4 or 5. So I'm going to say cap, but I'm going to say I'm not going out of my way to draft any of their wide receivers. I do like Rashad Bateman, but I don't think he's going to have enough of a role to be super relevant.
Sammy?
More of a
Of
dynasty
all
guy.
people, you would take Rashad Bateman.
He's supposed to be the next A.J. Brown.
Take Sammy week
That's
1,
that's
though.
his NFL comp.
Sammy Watkins week 1. After that, drop him.
Drop him.
Dude,
That's
did you
Gator
see-
strategy.
Or sell him high for leverage.
Or leverage. It's all about leverage.
That's all fantasy football is.
It's all about leverage. All right. Let's move into some questions here. Let's keep it rolling. Where are you comfortable taking J.K. Dobbins this year in drafts?
Early second round.
I would go second round, the end of the second round, early third.
I would go as far to say I would rather have JK over Joe Mixon.
I think
I
I'm.
respect it.
I don't think
I'm a mid to late second round for J.K. Dobbins.
do
Dynasty
I
obviously
have him?
higher, but I got him at 21 overall. So that puts me at like late second, but I wouldn't be afraid to go after mid if you were high on him.
Yeah.
He should not be falling to the third round.
Yeah,
No
I don't
way.
think so.
If he does, scoop ASAP.
Yeah, if you get J.K. Dobbins in the third
You
round,
got him
your
on
RB2,
clearance.
you'll be
Think
you'll-
a clearance.
that's solid.
95% off.
$3.99.
All right. Of all the Ravens wide receivers, which one do you think has the best chance of being a weekly flex option?
Bateman.
I
I
just think-
hated him last year, but I think it's Hollywood.
I just think a new guy being in the offense is going to help Lamar, and like he may depend on him a lot. I think Bateman is going to be good. I don't know much about Bateman. I'm not going to be that guy to say I've watched him. But
I've definitely watched some of his highlights, but I haven't watched Rashad Bateman play a full college game. But I do think Bateman would have the most likely chance to be a consistent flex option. We've obviously seen Hollywood's pretty inconsistent, if anything, and I don't trust Sammy Watkins. I think he'll be hit or miss as well. So I think Bateman would have the best chance to be a weekly flex.
Yeah, all
The
right
hell,
there,
Q?
Q?
just got slapped by my
Technical
microphone.
difficulties.
Yeah, ignore Q's technical difficulties. Did everyone give their wide receiver here? Matt, I know you're taking Hollywood. Do you guys?
Uh-huh.
It's tough.
Don't
It's
worry
a
about
new
it.
wide
Don't worry
receiver
about
core.
it. We'll talk about it.
Willie Snead.
Talk about it. We'll talk about
We'll
it.
get back to that later.
All right, we'll talk about it. Let's get to the next question here. Is Mark Andrews locked in as a top 5 tight end again this year?
I'm not answering.
I guess he has to be. Only because tight ends
He
are
doesn't
so
have to be.
scarce. We saw
Yeah, he
that last
definitely
year.
He doesn't have to be. He doesn't have
Well,
to be. He's
he
not
is
my
in
top 5.
eyes. Who's in
I'm
your
locking
top
him in.
5?
Well, no, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll get to
Alright.
Q's top 5 for sure.
Yeah, most
But
definitely.
I got Goddard at 5.
Goddard at
Ooh,
5.
I have Goddard at
spicy.
5.
I got Mark Andrews
Wow.
at 5.
Bro, we're going to
I got
be
Mark
throwing
Andrews
the
at
ball.
4.
We're throwing the ball a lot.
There we are. I like Goddard. I got Goddard at 8.
All right. Well,
Should
we're not
probably
talking
move
about
up
the
to
Eagles
7.
right now.
But anyways, yeah, we're not talking about the Eagles. Mark Andrews top 5 for me. Maybe not for you guys, but I like him. So
He's in
solid.
there for me.
Draft him again in the mid rounds to get a solid tight end.
I mean, he's proven he can be top 5, but I don't. I mean, he fell off, but he was still good last year just because of the bad tight ends that were given.
Scarcity.
All right, we already
Yeah.
talked about Lamar enough, so let's get into our bold takes, favorite targets. Q, start us off. We just kind of hinted at it here, so let's roll into it.
Very recently, also, Mark Andrews will finish outside of the top 7 tight ends, and I can give you the 7, and you can tell me whether or not you'll take or not take. I'll be quick.
Well, we know Kelsey, Kittle, Waller. You don't even have to
Kelsey
say that.
Kittle, Waller, Kittle.
Okay.
If
There you go. Oh, no. Kelsey Kittle
I-
Waller.
yeah,
You got
no
that
doubt.
shit fucked up.
Yeah. Okay. Hawkinson, number 4.
I have Hawkinson at 4 also, but I'm scared of Jared Goff, man. He did not like tight ends in LA. But he also
Yeah,
had
well,
really
he's
good
in
wide
Detroit
receivers.
where everything sucks, so you might as well just throw it to Hawkinson.
Yeah, I got Hawkinson at 4.
5,
with
I've
you.
got Pitts.
I got Pitts at 6. I'm taking Andrews.
6,
risky.
I've got Logan Thomas. He showed last year what he's good at, and Fitzmagic loved Mike Gesicki last year.
Yeah,
So-
I respect it. I got Logan at 10. I wouldn't put him that high.
And then 7, I've got Dallas Goddard. So that puts Mark Andrews outside of the top 7. I wouldn't be surprised if he's top 7 because he can be. He could be the option because Lamar is not that great at throwing, even though stats may say he is. He's not.
Numbers don't lie, bro.
He's a run first guy. But Mark Andrews, he's not going to be better than those 7 guys.
All right. I respect the take, but I disagree. Anyways,
Well, that's why it's an opinion.
of course. All right, T-Gots, hit us with your bold take here.
All right. Super bold.
Super
The leading receiver on the Ravens will be Sammy Watkins. Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
He might
thought
get
he was on the Bills.
He might get like his leading receiving yards in the first 2 weeks, that's where he's good, and then
And then no
Lamar
one's gonna
doesn't throw to Hollywood Brown, or Hollywood Brown doesn't catch the ball. So it's possible.
Hollywood Brown only averaged 3.6 receptions per game last year. That's not that hard to beat. If
And he was
Sammy
dressed-
Sammy Watkins can stay healthy, he could do it. He's a veteran. He knows how. He's not bad. Like he's
Sammy
He's
Watkins
not
was
bad.
the lead at one point in time. I just think he's old. He's got
Yeah.
bad feet.
I feel like he got so old so quick.
He was
Cut
a
the
lead on the
dreads and
Bills.
he was
He
old.
did get old quick. I feel like Sammy Watkins is still young.
It was
but he's
like
not.
4 years, and then we considered him like washed.
He needs to
Yeah.
go back
But-
to the Bills.
Hollywood only had 58 catches last year. That's
Yeah, he's a deep ball guy.
that's not crazy. Like that's not a lot.
People
Yeah.
drafted Hollywood as like a
We
wide
got to
receiver.
give him more routes to run.
One, maybe.
We all expected more out of Hollywood last year than we got.
And he was
so
garbage.
Not falling for it again.
I'm
He
not
was
falling
big
for it.
last year.
I respect the Sammy Watkins take. He could be a solid kind of like 6 catches a game. His go-to guy, kind of like Willie Snead last year. I think he had the most
Yeah,
catches.
like,
or whatever, so.
there's no like the guy there. He doesn't even have to be the guy. He could just be a guy there that does a little bit better
A
than
body.
Hollywood.
See, if Willie Snead's getting the most catches and you're Hollywood Brown, you're not that good, and you're not that guy.
You're not that guy, Bell.
You're
Trust
lucky
me,
you're on the
you're
team.
not that guy. Actually, Willie Snead only had 33 catches last year. But to be fair, he only played in
Stupid.
13 games. Started in 8. I thought he had more than he did.
Dummy.
Hey, they're my facts. I gave him false information. I'll own up to it.
Terrible
See, guys,
host.
I respect
Way to
the
take
take.
accountability.
Hey, Q, fine. I'll blame it on you. You're dumb.
Okay. Terrible host blaming his own teammates.
I wasn't until you called me a terrible
What
host.
kind of leader are you?
So now I gotta act like one. I gotta be what you call
You're
me.
right. You're right. I appreciate it. I'll
All right.
take it.
Anyways, Matt, hit us with your take. I think you're going on the opposite spectrum here of T-Gods.
Yeah, T-Gods, I respect your opinion and all
Hey,
that.
they're
I
just
know
takes.
you know your
They're
stuff.
just takes, man.
That's it. That's why they're called hot
You
takes.
give and you take.
But
I'm gonna
this one
take it.
might have been a little too hot for my own liking, so I'm gonna switch it up. I
Okay.
originally had Hollywood Brown finishing as a top 25 wide receiver,
Yeah,
but
that's
that
hot.
is literally impossible.
Boiling.
So I'm gonna put him in the top 30 though. I'm gonna give him an extra 5 spots to make it in there, but I
That
really
bold.
think he can.
Still maybe
'Cause-
boiling.
I think that Lamar and him have put in a lot of work this offseason. I mean, I see videos everywhere of them working out together, and they're definitely going to try and get him more involved this year. I mean, he is a deep threat, like Sean was saying, but I feel like he could be so much more than that. He's versatile, he's fast. I mean, I just want to see them explore his route tree and not just try and get him the ball deep downfield all the time.
Do you believe off-season videos?
I do.
We're a city known for off-season
Whack.
workout videos.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
We're not going to. Stop bringing up the Sixers, dog.
I'm talking about Jalen Hurts. I'm talking about them all. I want
thought
to
you were
see performance on
Hey,
game 1, not with
If
me
Matt-
catching the ball.
if Matt's right here, you guys are getting a steal because he's being drafted as wide receiver 41. So he
Clearance.
definitely has a chance to get into that top 30, although I don't like it. It's possible. He's got some upside. All right. I'll finish this off here with the Ravens. My bold take, not super bold. J.K. Dobbins finishes as a top 10 running back for 2021. I have him ranked outside the top 10 just because of the little bit of a risk, but I easily think he could finish top 10. And I believe it definitely could happen. I love J.K. Dobbins. I think he's super explosive and he's a great pass catcher out of the backfield as well. So I think he's going to be Lamar's right-hand man this year, and it's going to help Lamar elevate his game back to that MVP status.
I like it.